welcome to Highly Questionable. Dan Lebatard, Gonzalo Lebatard, we call him Poppy. He's my father. That's Bomani Jones. What's on the show today, Bo?
We, like you, are here to laugh at J.R. Smith.
Dale, Papi.
Did the college football playoff rankings get it right this time?
I find this conversation every week until the final week to be mindless and droning. So, of course, the producers of this television show start every Wednesday with this question. Keep in mind, Washington, I think we all believe that Michigan is better than Washington. Michigan didn't do anything other than lose against Ohio State that suggested to us that Michigan doesn't deserve to be in this top four. They played well enough on the road to be in this top four. I feel like we all, if there's an omission here, feel like Michigan should be in that top four.
Although I do feel like we act like they didn't lose to Iowa. Like they didn't walk into Columbus undefeated and happen to take that small loss. That's not what it was. There is an argument for having Washington there. Now, the question on all of this is, what's going to happen once we actually have a Big Ten champion? We know that this is temporary, but how much weight is this committee going to place on having a conference champion? It's almost an arbitrary distinction, but in theory, you could argue that Michigan should be third in the list for the Big Ten, given that somebody's going to win that crown.
If you want to shake things up and get people talking, put Alabama in number 5 or 6. That's the way you do it.
Yes. You want to get me interested? Do that. Then I'll talk about it all you want.
There's no reason not to. You can put them at 1 next week and act like it never happened.
Should Cavs players be more upset with their loss or with J.R. Smith?
Well, the Cavs got smoked by the Bucks last night. I don't think that many people saw it coming. I don't think people thought that Giannis Antetokounmpo would cook LeBron James like he did last night. Now, this is a bit more predictable because it's J.R. Smith, but at the same time, this is peak J.R. There's J.R. That's Jason Terry in the headband. There's Dap. And by the way, the game's going on.
That's crazy.
Like, you get run off a pickup court for that. That's the sort of thing that makes you have to fight in pickup games. And JR talked about it after the game.
Can you take us through what happened with the play with Jason Terry?
What play?
You ran off the court and hugged him. And
oh, really? I wasn't paying attention. I don't remember that.
You know they were inbound the ball?
What play you talking about?
In the first half, you ran off the court and hugged Jason Terry, and Snell got a layup because you were off the floor.
Oh, I didn't know I was in the game. I'm right.
Like, you gonna put the ninja thing on your face and then give us that? Like, I don't want to be the finger-wagging judgmental type, but really?
Champion, J.R. Smith. That right there, all of it, beat Golden State. That right there is something that Cleveland trusts on all the things on LeBron James's resume, and it's a pretty impressive resume. The fact that he's got that guy in line playing for them when it matters and won a championship with that guy as an important piece, that's right at the top of the list on impressive things LeBron's done.
Did you see Jason Terry teammates congratulating him?
Did they really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. For distracting JR?
I mean, was this a setup, though? Because think about this. Why would Jason Terry get up in that situation? He had to have that glimmer where he's like, oh, we got him.
Oh, that's pretty good. I realized that that's what Jason Terry is still on an NBA bench for. That's the reason.
I mean, when you're 57 years old, you should know all the little tricks.
Are the Clippers suddenly falling apart?
They've lost 3 in a row to teams not as good as them, including last night in Brooklyn. They end up looking really bad, and at the end of the game, it was a total meltdown situation that allows us to play this video here.
It's still a game, by the way.
Still a game. That's not really a foul. Doc Rivers objects to it not really being a foul. And then he really gets as mad as you will ever see him because a technical is called from across the court.
Yeah, that's not the ref he was talking to.
Yeah, he gets really mad, and all of the Clippers were mad after this game.
Woo, he's mad.
Fun ending to the game.
He's still going.
Oh, he's going after the game, too. He keeps talking after the game. This video's good. The audio's pretty good, too. Listen to Doc after the game.
Well, I thought it was awful tech. Honestly, I think you guys know why the tech was called. The official who had nothing to do with the play thought I was yelling at Lauren, and I wasn't. We were actually, she said, Doc, you're right or whatever, let's walk back. We were walking. We weren't even arguing. So it was the damnedest tech to give at that time, and what the league's going to do, they're going to fall back on he crossed half court. That's you see tomorrow. That's what they're going to say, and we're going to all know that that's not the real reason. I don't think an official that has nothing to do with the play should be giving someone a tech.
the Clippers were really hard on themselves after this game. I thought that Austin Rivers, the other Rivers, was more interesting in what he had to say, where he's like, look, a week ago we were saying we're the best team in the NBA. We were telling everybody that, and since then all we've done is lose to lesser teams. This team right here is not a team that you tend to trust because you've seen them betray you in the past, and now they're being really hard on themselves.
Yeah, but we kind of ignored that Blake Griffin didn't play in this game last night, and this is a team that we know is by and large a four-man team, and you put it together from there, one of those four wasn't there. So them losing this game isn't that shocking, but Doc alluded to what went on there, but what makes this interesting is the Clippers and Lauren Holtkamp, it hasn't gone over so well. It sounded real bad when Chris Paul said that maybe she wasn't cut out for being a referee. If you're Ken Mauer, I can understand if you feel you have to go the extra mile to make sure that people treat her with respect. He may have overstepped his bounds in that situation, but we have to appreciate, given the way that people tend to act toward women in sports, that maybe the men who work with her as officials are going the extra mile to make sure that people treat her the way that she should. Sometimes they might get it wrong.
Well, it wasn't that bad. Doc, he didn't throw a punch or anything like that. I mean, there was just a lot of barking, back and forth, back and forth. I didn't see him throwing a punch.
Well, I was saying, Blake Griffin, we know when he's not playing, you got to be careful. He just might punch you in the face. That was the guy I was worried about in that situation.
Chris Paul might punch you too, lower.
Will a beef with Eric Dickerson be what ultimately cost Jeff Fisher his job?
All right, Coach 7-9. You remember earlier in the year we heard he was going to get a 3-year extension. Well, he hasn't gotten that extension yet. This is the last year of his contract. The Rams are good and mediocre, and somehow he decided to pick a fight with Eric Dickerson because Dickerson had been critical of the team on the radio, and then Dickerson asked for sideline passes, and Jeff Fisher called him to say the team was uncomfortable with what Eric had been saying about the players and the coaches and the team. Yeah, the players really cared about what Eric Dickerson said about the coaches. Okay, now here's Jeff Fisher trying to walk it back.
He's totally entitled to his opinion, and he has every right to be critical. But, as I told him in the conversation, you can't have it both ways. You can't be critical and then come back and, and ask for this and ask for that. I mean, that's just common sense.
Let me tell you what's common sense, Jeff Fisher. Common sense is what Eric Dickerson said about this, that you could go back to coach at USC or Tennessee or anywhere else, and he'll still be Eric Dickerson of the LA Rams. He's Eric Dickerson of the LA Rams. If he wants to be on the sideline, you might want to ask him if he wants to suit up, because your team stinks.
I don't want to talk about common sense. I want to talk about the sense that Snoop Dogg is delivering. It's uncommon. Let's listen to Snoop Dogg, who would make a great sports radio host.
I'm listening to this about the Rams, how they came at Eric Dickerson. You sorry? That's why the y'all not winning. How the y'all gonna do one of y'all greats like that? Eric Dickerson is a Ram great. He should be given all access, but y'all want to let celebrities on the sideline and do what we want to do, and we don't have to do with the organization. I don't even give a about the Rams. But y'all gave me all kind of passes and let me move around and all kind of but y'all want to disrespect Eric Dickerson. Coach need to go. He's sorry as he don't know how to coach. He ain't won. He ain't gonna win. He need to go. Period. You disrespect Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson is a great. It ain't about him being a Ram. He's a great, a Hall of Famer. He deserves all access at the Coliseum. So says Snoop.
What am I going to say better than that? I mean, that's it? That's enough?
Here's the one thing, though, for Jeff Fisher. If you're going to be mediocre, your PR game has got to be great. Jeff Fisher's gotten this far while being mediocre because his PR game is great. His PR game just went bad. And if the PR game goes as bad as the team is, the coach often gets fired.
So says Bo.
Should Chip Kelly bail on the 49ers and go back to Oregon?
Man, this is an interesting question. Oregon job is now open, and I've said before that I think some of these college jobs, especially that Nike job, are better and safer. They're not as lucrative, but they can be as lucrative sometimes, especially if you're someone like Chip Kelly. If you're failing in the pros, why wouldn't you go back to a safe haven, given that that place already loves you and would love to have you back? It's one of the few places where you could go where they'd love to have you.
Because he doesn't want to coach in college, right? Like, I think that's about as simple as it gets. He does not seem to enjoy coaching major college football. Remember, up till 2006, Chip Kelly was at the University of New Hampshire, way off the beaten path. He's in the NFL. That's the place he wants to be. The question I would ask if I were Oregon is, do I want Chip Kelly back? Because a big part of what's happened with him in the pros is this offense that was so... Chris Brown writes a lot of great stuff about this. He's not at the vanguard of this anymore. In fact, in a lot of ways, he's stuck behind. The pros caught up to him. The college guys are able to do the same thing.
I would say this, though. Usually the guys who go into the pros and then leave the pros coaching forever, whether it's Dungy, whether it's Gruden, whether it's Cowher, whether it's Jimmy Johnson, all of them have had the success in the pros that allows them to leave. The ego of these guys is such as they don't want to be failures in the pros and then fail and quit.
Are you kidding me? Chip Kelly must be sitting there and saying, boy, another team wants me? After all this, they want me? You know, after Philadelphia, after San Francisco, you know, I'm still good. You know, somebody wants me? Boy, I'm telling you, he's so fired up now.
Yeah.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, ouch.
Wow.
That is a dumb, dumb ram. That's the dumbest ram since Jeff Fisher.
Ooh. And white.
My son's TV show is brought to you by Madden NFL 17. Take your team all the way. Rated E for everyone. A game that has an extensive criminal record. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we question them.
Do you question where security was?
We're going to a bodybuilding competition in Greece. I've already forgotten how to pronounce this gentleman's name, but he does not win the competition. He finishes in second place.
Yes, look at those flaps.
Here we go. So, yeah, gentleman right there. He finishes in second. How does he feel about finishing in second?
Oh!
That's how he feels about finishing in second.
Oh, my God.
Here's the thing. After he has slapped him in the face, no one else does anything else. They're just like, ooh, I hope he doesn't slap me. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Where is security?
An excellent question. I mean, that guy is so brown and orange and sun-soaked and oily. I don't want to get anywhere near that guy and tackle him. I'm just laying on that ground until somebody makes that guy stop being orange.
The guy who was hit, you know, he was just carrying the paperwork. He never voted for anything, you know. He was the messenger, you know. So he didn't like the message and he gave the messenger, you know. That's not right.
It's not right.
Do you question if this is a good way to catch your train?
We go out to Russia. We love Russia and trains, and this is probably a terrible way to catch your train. Let's see. What are you doing? Why are you doing it?
Is that the last one of the day? There wasn't another one that's going to come? And so I'm assuming this is his buddy who decided to film this. And, oh boy, that could have been a traumatic experience for him with just a little bit worse timing.
Oh, my God, but why?
The flip, I think, was the extra step that he didn't really need to take. I think you need to point A to point B your reckless behavior.
I am sweating from how stupid that was.
He's sweating cuz.
And also, I sweat a lot.
Do you question if this makes Fabio cool?
Talking about the dude on the front of them romance novels, like on the pirate ships?
Yes, once got hit in the face with a bird while he was on a roller coaster.
What the Simpsons call it, Love in the Time of Scurvy. What do we have here?
This is a different Fabio, I would guess. I figured that one out all by myself.
I mean, how you know Fabio ain't about this parkour life?
I mean, do you question is getting more and more dangerous with this stupidity.
We keep upping the ante, baby.
Oh my God.
People come to expect these things. Just don't see the game.
That's an excellent way of putting that.
How good does your life have to be where you out here manufacturing this kind of stuff?
I never see the guy on the bike. He might be just walking the bike, you know?
He might be hooked
never
up to
showed the
wires.
guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He might have the longest arms in the world, and he's walking this bike from behind.
I mean, we don't know if he's hooked up to wires or anything. We don't know.
Well, that might be fake arms, you know, for all we know.
Fake arms.
That's
Yeah,
right.
what did you think of that? You just popped a wheelie.
The accusation is fake arms is how we suck the joy out of that recklessness.
I smell the fake. You don't put it past me, believe me.
I smell something else.
Oh, yeah, he does that sometimes.
Do you question this truck's toughness?
A truck and its toughness. That's what we're here for. Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesday in your sports media consumption cycle. Oh, is that a hippo? Is that a hippo? Oh, yeah, those things are mean. Those things kill people. Yeah. It's a furious, furious hippo.
They fast, too. But luckily, they don't have opposable thumbs. Wow, he folded up that truck.
What was that sound that was made? Was that the hippo? Was that the guy groaning? Was that the truck groaning? What
Yes.
just happened there?
Yes, the answer is yes.
That truck is not as tough as this sedan. Look
Oh,
at this.
let's see the sedan. Oh,
Wow.
oh, ouch.
Wow.
That is a dumb, dumb ram. That's the dumbest ram since Jeff Fisher.
Ooh. And white.
Highly questionable. This broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach. Living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it. Do it better than anybody you ever seen do it. Scream from the haters. Got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero needs his theme music. No man should have all that power. The clock's ticking. I just count the hours. Stop tripping. I'm tripping off the power. My son's TV show is brought to you by Adidas. Time to play the game that is the one through that master. See? Or no?
You tell us what's on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or not.
On ESPN, college basketball, number 3 North Carolina and number 13 Indiana.
Yes, but Indiana was ranked higher until recently. They lost to Fort Wayne. One of their fans was really upset about losing to Fort Wayne. Let's hear the analysis.
There's all your analysis right there.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's pretty stunning right there. How does that happen? She's so hot. Is that what you said? Okay.
That's right.
All right. Thank you. I won't. Whatever. All right. That's good analysis.
Real deal.
All right. Enough.
Not your
wait.
turn. It's not your turn.
Enough, please. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Yeah, I am intrigued, and I have to say, it's good that Fort Wayne won their game against Indiana because it gets us to what's always one of the best parts of the college basketball season, trying to figure out if this is the year they finally fire Tom Crean.
Poppy, are you intrigued? Oh,
See, I'm very intrigued. Listen, that lady's going to be right there. I'm going to be watching. And when she goes like that, I'm going to be applauding. Because everything she got is for real. There's nothing fake in there.
I swear to God, if you make that noise again, I quit this.
God.
I said not to do that.
No!
On Fox Sports Oklahoma, Wizards and Thunder.
Bomani's still here. It was an empty threat that he was going to
No,
quit
it wasn't.
the show.
It was an empty threat. It was a phone call from upstairs.
Sheldon McLennan faced John Wall in practice, and they were fooling around. Let's see what happened. An undrafted rookie owning John Wall offensively. He's just gonna keep doing this. That looked like fun doing that to John Wall. Bomani, are you intrigued?
This has not been a fun season for John Wall, and after a beating like that against an undrafted free agent, only one thing you can do, go out to the parking lot and be like, which one's yours? That one's mine.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, I know who released that video. Bradley Beal was the one who released that video.
Yeah, probably.
Who do you think's working that camera?
Yeah, probably.
On E, Hollywood and football.
All right, tempt us. What is this?
After 21 years, the Rams are moving back to LA.
Not only are we a team, we really are a family. We're the Ramley.
Welcome to LA. Bright lights and stars. When we ride the you ain't from here. Welcome to LA.
Cheers to us. Cheers to LA. Live and breathe football.
Not even Hollywood can make them interesting. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Yeah, those are the wives of the Rams. And in case you're curious, who was most excited about getting the hell out of St. Louis and going to L.A., something tells me that's number 1, 2, 3, and 4, these new television stars.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know who should be in that show? Eric Dickerson. He put the in Dickerson.
What just happened there?
What? Dickerson. Yeah. No? That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Gracias. See you mañana.
You know what we are? We're one big family.
One big family.
It doesn't make sense for
Happy
us.
family.
It doesn't make sense for us. It really doesn't.